Hey, I'm Zett, and you want to know how to install Homebrews plugins, ESOs, and whatever at TN-V8. I will show you this in 3 little videos. The first one will be about Homebrews, second one about games like ESOs, CSOs, and whatever, and the third one about plugins, themes, and other stuff. At first, I have a few Homebrews here, like Book R, CSPSP, PSP Filer, GPSP Masterboy, a plugin which won't be used for this video, a Super Nintendo emulator, and Wagix the Homebrew. At first, be sure to create a folder just called PSP. Then, in the PSP folder, create a folder called Game. Okay, that's not so hard. Then, if you have your Homebrews, be sure that they are called eboot.ppp or fboot.ppp. Both are okay. Okay, seems to be okay. For the GBA emulator, you need an gba.bios file. I cannot link this because sharing it is illegal, but you need it for running GBA emulator. And if you want to add ROMs to the GBA emulator, go into GBA and then ROM and put your files here. Masterboy is a Game Boy Color and SMS emulator. I think it's for Sega Master System. This does not need a BIOS, so just GBA needs a BIOS. Super Nintendo also no BIOS, and ROMs come in here. And yeah, so what you have to do, just copy all the Homebrews you want and then paste them in the game folder. Basically, you can install multiple Homebrews at once. So just put all the Homebrews you want in PSP, in-game, and then there has to be another folder and then eboot.ppp. That's pretty simple. For example, at first I will just do PSP Filer, so I will remove everything. So for PSP Filer, PSP Game PSP Filer. If you did this, just right-click the PSP folder and then create an archive. It has to be .zip and it should be called install.zip. The compression, it's recommended to put it on store. My Windows is German, so there are German words instead of store, fastest, and whatever. But you can put it on store or just leave it. For the eCustom firmware, it's redundant to put it in any section. Then you got this install.zip. If you open it, you see PSP, game, the Homebrew, and whatever. Just copy the install.zip file and put it where your save games are. At mine, it's documents, PS Vita, PS Save Data, and this weird stuff. Then you need to locate the folder for your exploit. For 101.1 megamix, it would be for Europe NPEH 00068, you see, and I will just paste it. If we are done, we just copy it to the PS Vita, and then it should appear in the XMB. And it's important, you see, it says .png, it says .zip. If you are using Windows, you can enable or disable that you see the ending of known files. You see now it's called install, but if I call it install.zip and then enable the option to see the real ending, you see now it's called .zip.zip, and that's not what we want. So at first enable the option that you see all the extensions like PPP, PNG, zip, whatever. And if you have this, we can continue on the PS Vita. Okay, now we have to use the PS Vita and go into the Content Manager app. It should connect to your PC, and then you have to search the save game. PSP Others, scrolling, and there we go, 101.1 megamix. And I will just copy it. Override, so we will get our new Homebrew on the PS Vita. Now we have to start the game. And when we are in the XMB, we should find the game at the top of your game list, if you made everything correct. Because there's this nice install feature which should make stuff easier. You see a top PSP filer version 6.6 PSV. Now if you press triangle, you have the install option. You don't have this at already installed things, like these versions of PSP filer, but on the .zip versions you have install and you can just install it. Do you want to install it? Yes. Installing, please wait. Install complete. Do you want to delete the file? This will remove the .zip file, so you have more space for other homebrews and stuff. Okay, now we see it's missing. But it's pretty simple to fix. Go to save data, go back, and then go back to memory stick. And now your installed homebrew should appear. No install function, so it should be at the PS Vita. We can double check this. Since PSP Filer is an explorer, you can just check if it really installed. PSP game. Sorted, and there we go. Filer 6.6 PSV, the file from our computer, and it got transformed into fboot instead of eboot. So that's pretty simple. That's how you install a homebrew on your PS Vita. I can also show you how to install multiple homebrews at once. For this I will go back to the PC. Okay, back at our PC. On your PC is still the install.zip file. You now can delete it because it's on the PS Vita. Then we'll go back to our homebrews and delete the stuff. Now you can remove filer from the folder because it's already installed. But what about Wagic, the Super Nintendo emulator, Master Boy, CSPSP and BookR? We can just cut them and then paste them in the /psp/game folder. And then, like with PSP Filer, I will just right click it, call it install.zip, and we're good to go. This might take a while because there are multiple homebrews, and then we again got an install.zip file. I will copy it again and back in the exploit save data folder. Now we have to transfer it to the PS Vita and do the same thing like we just did. Okay, we prepared the files, so let's copy them to the PS Vita. Again, in the Content Manager app, PC, Applications, PSP Others, 101 and 1 megamix. The way you overwrite, you can see it's 65 MB, so it recognizes our files. This might take a while, like 5 seconds. By the way, this indicator is as reliable as in the Windows Explorer. It can jump from 2 hours to 5 minutes in like 2 seconds. So don't trust it. Okay, let's go back to the exploit game. It's a bit stupid that you have to close the exploit game every time you transfer files. The USB function inside of the XMB is not working, and we believe it will never work except we get like a PS Vita exploit instead of just PSP emulator stuff. Okay, again at the top of the of your games should appear at least one of the homebrews. Since we have multiple in one folder, it should at least appear one. We again need the install function, and you see it should now be installing all the homebrews. It's a bit slower because it installs multiple homebrews, but that should be working. I hope. There we go. It takes a bit of time, but it is working. You see, it depends from homebrew to homebrew how fast it installs. A homebrew with a lot of files installs slower than one big homebrew, because the PSP has to move more files. Install complete. Do you want to delete it? Yes. And like before, it's now not visible. Just go to save data. You can also go to video, music, photo, whatever, and then go back to game, and now all the homebrews should appear. There we go. Wedgic, Master Boy, CS PSP, and Book R. Or just try CS PSP and hope that it works, because I'm not sure if this is a compatible version. It does not look like it's working. I'll just exit it and try another one of the homebrews. This is at least the way how to install homebrews. Now you have to see if the homebrews are working, because some homebrews are not working. For some homebrews you need a PSP. And yeah, I'll just try Wedgic. I mean, PSP Filer worked, why shouldn't the other homebrews not work? There we go, Wedgic is working. So, if you want to know how to install homebrews, just watch this video. I showed you how to install one homebrew, and I showed you how to install multiple homebrews at once. So if you still have problems after this, feel free to contact me, but please, before you contact me, try this yourself.